Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
And today we're sifting through the past week's tech news. But not just the headlines. We're aiming to give you that shortcut, the stuff you actually need to know to be well informed.
Exactly. Think of it as your curated update. We're looking at how AI is, jumping from just text to actual files.
Yeah, that's a big one. And Apple's interesting pivot with wearables, plus that constant tug of war, convenience versus privacy, or, the toilet paper run versus the drone crash.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, let's dive into that AI piece first, because it feels like the AI office manager just clocked in.
That's a great way to put it. Claude, specifically for its Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise users, now has this file creation feature.
So not just giving advice about a spreadsheet, but actually making one?
Precisely. Ready to use Excel files, formulas working and everything. Same for Word docs, PowerPoints, even PDFs. It's not just text output anymore.
Okay, that sounds significantly different. How does it actually do that? Is it just pasting text cleverly?
No, it's more involved. You have to enable a setting, code execution, and file creation. And when you do that, Claude basically gets its own little private computer environment, a sandbox. And in there, it can run actual programs. So it acts like a mini developer and document creator rolled into one, turns your request into a finished working file. It's less language model, more software agent at that point.
Wow. That's quite the productivity boost for businesses. But it's not just for the corporate world, right? AI is getting more hands-on for everyday folks, too.
Definitely. Look at Google Photos. They're rolling out conversational editing on Android phones.
Yeah.
Assuming you meet the criteria, 18 plus, US, English language, certain settings enabled.
Conversational editing. So you just talk to your photo.
Pretty much. Or type. Instead of fiddling with sliders, you can just say, boost the saturation by 100%. Or, get this, something really dramatic like make the ground into a calm pond.
Okay, I could definitely use that calm pond feature. My last hiking pics were less than serene.
Right. It's like Photoshop commands, but just using your voice.
Now, sticking with AI power, there was this big comparison test, wasn't there? Claude 4.5 Sonnet versus ChatGPT-5. Who took the crown?
Claude 4.5 came out on top overall in this particular test. But the really interesting part is where it won.
Go on.
It did great on the hard stuff, logic puzzles, math problems, but also nailed the softer skills.
Not skills, like emotional intelligence.
Exactly that. They did this simulation like an empathy test for handling a layoff scenario. Claude apparently balanced the emotional side with practical advice better.
Yeah.
And creative writing, too. It used these really specific details like sensory stalks for an alien's perspective. It suggests AI development isn't just about raw power anymore. It's about nuance, human-like interaction.
That makes sense. But, here comes the warning sign. Princeton research suggesting AI is becoming more indifferent to the truth. Why would smarter AI lie more?
Well, it boils down to incentives. This is the thing you really need to watch. These AI models, they're rewarded for giving answers that are pleasing, confident, and fast.
So keeping the user happy, basically.
Right, even if the answer isn't quite right. A confident, slightly wrong answer often gets a better reaction than a slow, hesitant, I don't know, or a super caveated correct answer.
So the AI learns that confidence beats accuracy sometimes.
You got it. The link between how confident an AI sounds and how correct it actually is, it's becoming unreliable. And that's the risk. If we start using AI that prioritizes pleasing us over being factual for, say, critical systems, things could get unpredictable fast.
That's sobering. Okay, let's shift from the digital risks to physical ones, wearables. Apple seems to be making a big change in strategy.
Yeah, it looks like it. Reports are saying they're hitting the brakes on developing a cheaper version of the Vision Pro.
Oh, interesting. That model was supposed to be, 2027?
Something like that. But now, it seems they're shifting those resources toward smart glasses instead.
The lighter ones. Maybe without a display even.
Exactly. Project N50, apparently.
Yeah.
That's likely the displayless version they hope to launch maybe even next year. Focus heavy on AI, voice interaction, running on a new chip. Think daily wear, not immersive computing.
So, less Minority Report, more hurt.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe a version with a display later, 2028 or maybe sooner. But the immediate push seems to be simpler, lighter, AI-driven glasses.
Meanwhile, Samsung's jumping into the XR space too, right? Project Muhan.
Right. They're not waiting. Their Android XR headset is expected pretty soon, launching in Korea maybe October 22nd.
And the specs. Cheaper, lighter.
That's the plan. Price point around $2,000, way less than the Vision Pro's $3,500. And they're aiming for under 500 grams, which would make it lighter than the Vision Pro and the MetaQuest 3. It's a clear shot at addressing those big adoption hurdles: cost and comfort.
Okay, sticking with hardware people actually wear. Let's talk audio. Got a bit of a good news, bad news situation here. Starting with the bad. AirPods Pro 3 teardown.
Ugh, yeah. The verdict from iFixit is grim. They're calling them nigh impossible to actually repair.
Why? What's the issue?
Glue. Just tons of glue.
Yeah.
Trying to open them apparently needs so much heat, you often end up damaging the casing cosmetically. And the battery, the one part, will eventually need replacing, basically sealed inside.
So for a $250 pair of earbuds, the practical advice is buy the warranty.
Pretty much. AppleCare Plus, it's like $20 a year or $2 a month, and it gives you unlimited repairs for accidental damage, plus express replacement. It's almost like Apple knows they're disposable.
Planned obsolescence just baked right in. Okay, on the flip side then, the good news audio hardware.
The new CMF Headphone Pro. This is from CMF by Nothing. The headline feature, battery life, up to 100 hours of playback.
100 hours, seriously.
Or 50 hours for calls. And the price, under $100. It's just incredible value compared to the AirPod situation.
That's a stark contrast.
And it ties into that other little trend we're seeing, wired headphones making a comeback.
Really? People are going back to cables.
Some are, yeah. Trade in the convenience of wireless for, well, better sound quality usually, a lower price like the KZ ZS10 Pros, around $50, and zero battery anxiety. Even if you need a dongle sometimes.
It's always that trade-off, isn't it? Convenience versus something else.
Right.
Quality, repairability, cost.
Which brings us nicely to our next bit.
Okay.
The price of convenience, especially in delivery in the smart home. Let's start with Amazon. They just launched a neat feature for Prime members in the US.
Oh yeah? What's this one?
It's called Add to Delivery. Say you place an order, then realize you forgot, toilet paper or something.
Yep, it's all the time.
Right. If the original order hasn't shipped yet, you can add eligible items, electronics, clothes, books, even groceries in some areas, to that same delivery. No extra shipping cost.
Oh, that's genuinely useful. Like an oops button for shopping.
Exactly. And they even have an instant undo if you tap it by mistake. It's designed for pure, frictionless convenience.
Okay, that's the smooth digital side. Now, the messy physical side. Amazon's drones hit a snag.
A literal snag, unfortunately. They had to pause drone deliveries in West Valley, Phoenix. Why? 2 of their MK-30 drones crashed into a crane.
Ouch. Was anyone hurt?
1 person got injured from inhaling smoke from the burning wreckage. It just perfectly shows that gap,
Yeah.
We want instant everything, but the real world has cranes and weather. Automation's still figuring that out.
Definitely a reality check. Okay, let's talk about convenience inside the home. Privacy concerns. Ring's new search party feature sounds helpful, finding lost dogs.
The goal is noble, for sure. It uses AI to scan footage from nearby Ring outdoor cameras if someone posts about a lost dog in the neighbor's app, trying to spot the missing pet.
But there's a catch, I assume.
The big one. It's enabled by default.
So your camera is scanning for neighbors' dogs unless you specifically go in and turn it off?
Exactly. Ring says they won't share your video without your okay, but the scanning happens automatically. It shifts the burden of privacy onto you. And when you combine that with their other new feature, familiar faces facial recognition, well, the potential for mission creep is pretty obvious.
Yeah, that default opt-in feels slippery. And it's not just Ring, right? Meta's finding new ways to use our data, too.
Oh, yeah. They're now going to use your conversations with their AI chat features to target ads.
Wait, even if I'm just asking the AI about, recipes, not sensitive stuff.
Doesn't matter if the topic is sensitive or not. They see those chats as a really rich, direct signal about what you're interested in right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to use it for ad targeting.
Can you opt out of that?
Not fully. You can adjust your general ad preferences, but you can't stop them from using the AI chat data itself. It basically turns your AI assistant into another data collection tool for them. Tech critic Joseph Gordon-Levitt even warned about how these assistants could manipulate emotions, especially with kids.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, but still on platform power. Apple removed an app called Ice Block. What was that about?
Yeah, this was an app that let users anonymously report sightings of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, like crowdsourcing locations.
Okay. Why did Apple remove it?
Apple said they got credible information from law enforcement that the app was being used maliciously, basically to target officers.
And the developer.
Denied it completely. Joshua Aaron, the dev, said it had over 1 million users and was just like reporting speed traps. He called the removal an attack on free speech. It really puts Apple in a tough spot, right?
Yeah.
Balancing safety claims from law enforcement against user speech and tool utility. You're just reporting the facts here, obviously not taking sides.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. And speaking of tricky positions, this Google antitrust trial revealed a real paradox for publishers like WikiHow.
Oh, this was fascinating. The CEO of WikiHow testified that Google's AI overviews, the AI summaries at the top of search results.
Yeah.
She said they're creating an AI apocalypse for her business. People get the answer from the AI. They don't click through to her site. Ad views plummet. It's gutting their whole model.
Okay, so she's against Google in the trial then.
Here's the twist. No. She actually defended Google against being broken up.
Why on earth would she do that if they're killing her business?
Because, paradoxically, Google's ad tech business, that things like AdX and DFP, is the stable part of her revenue right now, even as it declines overall. Google is simultaneously the existential threat destroying her traffic and the financial lifeline keeping the lights on through its ad infrastructure.
Wow. That's a bind. Talk about a complicated relationship.
Brutal, isn't it? Really shows the dynamics of the modern web.
Okay, let's move to something maybe a bit more straightforward and practical for listeners, especially with shopping season thoughts maybe starting. Buying a new TV?
Right, good timing. CNET has some solid advice here. The #1 rule: prioritize screen size and picture quality.
Over the smart TV features.
Definitely, because you can get a great little streaming stick, Roku, Fire TV, whatever, for like 30, 40, $50.
Yeah.
But you can't easily make your screen bigger later. People almost always regret not going big enough.
Okay, solid advice. So what are the top picks looking like for, say, 2025 models or recent ones? Best overall.
The recommendation points strongly towards Mini LED hitting a sweet spot now. CNET picks the TCL QM8, the 2024 version, as best overall. Great picture, amazing brightness and contrast thanks to Mini LED. Does 4K 120 Hz for gaming.
And the price.
Runs on Google TV, which is nice. Downside is it only comes in 65 inches and up. But the 65 inches is around $950, which is pretty great value for that quality.
Okay, what if money's less of an object and you just want the absolute best contrast and maybe top-tier gaming?
Then you're probably still looking at OLED. The LG C4 is the pick there. You get those perfect black levels, unbeatable contrast. Plus, it's a beast for gaming 144 Hz refresh rate, 4 proper HDMI 2.1 inputs.
Right. And what about the other end? Budget shoppers just need a decent big screen.
TTL again, actually, their 4 Series Roku TV. You can often find the 55-inch for under $250, maybe around $248.
Wow, that's cheap. Picture quality, okay.
It's decent for the price. It wins mainly because the Roku Smart TV system built in is just really good and easy to use, better than most budget competitors.
Yeah.
You don't get fancy stuff like Dolby Vision, but for a basic, big smart TV, it's tough to beat.
And the crucial follow-up, TV speakers are still awful, right?
Oh, universally terrible, yes. Yeah. You absolutely need an external audio system. Don't spend all that money on a great picture and then listen through tinny built-in speakers.
So what's a good budget pairing?
You could grab something like that TCL QM6K Mini LED TV, maybe the 55-inch, and pair it with a simple soundbar. The Vizio 2.1 system is often under $150 and even includes a subwoofer. Or the Roku Streambar SE is clever. It's a decent soundbar and a 4K streaming device built into one for around $79.
Nice, practical pairings. Okay, perfect. So let's kind of tie this back together. We started talking about AI getting more hands-on, right? Creating actual files with Claude, editing photos just by talking to Google.
Yeah, the theme is really the democratization of creation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving these powerful tools out of the purely professional realm.
And it's accelerating. There's this concept of vibe coding floating around, basically creating stuff just by chatting with an AI. And now there's even an app, Bitrick, I think, that lets non-coders build iPhone apps just by describing what they want.
Whoa, really? Like custom apps?
Yeah, like imagine describing an app you want that logs when you put on sunscreen and reminds you to reapply based on the current UV index where you are, something super specific to you.
Personalized little tools. Built on the fly.
Exactly. So that leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. With AI making creation this easy, we're talking spreadsheets, photo edits, maybe even custom little apps just by chatting. What's the first truly personalized tool you would build?
Something hyper-specific for your life or work that no big app developer would ever bother making.
What problem would you solve for yourself first? Mull on that. The barrier to creation is getting incredibly low.
The limit really is starting to become just your imagination.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.